Okay, folks, and for those who have been watching on our shows on a regular basis, I don't know if you know, but you can actually now catch up not only on the YouTube and Facebook channels, you can now go to Spotify. If you want to watch on Spotify, it's more than welcome. Put it in your favorites. You can also go to iHeartRadio, Amazon, Google, and Apple for the different shows. And today, obviously 7 o'clock here in Queensland. It's been a very, very cold day for us Queenslanders at 17 degrees. You get the woolies out, hug boots. Anyway, for those people in the Northern Hemisphere who today are down below, it's a first.
I think you've done that on purpose.
Yeah, I did it this time around. Yeah, sure. So without further ado, I'll pass you over to Andrena, co-host, and I'll carry on with directing the show and producing it. Anyway, thank you for participating and watching, and you can add the comments as you're watching. Thank you.
Hi, everybody, and welcome. And today is the 18th of May, 2023, and it's my great pleasure to welcome back Eliza White Buffalo. Now, I know she came on the show probably about 2 years ago, I think, before I was co-hosting. And I've been a follower of you on and off with different things. And I know you've gifted people ebooks of different things, and you've got so much knowledge and wisdom to share. So I have got different questions, but there'll be questions as we talk. I'll ask along the way. So without further ado, welcome, and it's lovely to see you.
Thank you, Andrena. It's good to be here.
Great. So first of all, I think we have to start at the very beginning.
Good place.
I know you've been on such an amazing journey. So so obviously you were born in Ireland. So would you like to share? It's been what?
It's been such an amazing journey, yes, and so much to speak about. So I'm going to be very brief through my childhood, and then get on to what I actually have been doing for the last 20 years. So yes, I was born in Northern Ireland, in 1965, Catholic family, and it was very, very early. I mean, Black Elk is my spirit guide, and Black Elk's a Native American Lakota Sioux holy man who died in 1950. And Black Elk had a great vision when he was 9 years old of, I suppose, these times. He prophesied these times of great change in consciousness for the world. And that vision and everything was written in a book called Black Elk Speaks. So Black Elk's very well known. Whenever I was an infant, Black Elk was there from the beginning. He tells me he was there right from the very beginning. Of course, I don't remember the first time I saw Black Elk. I just remember the first time that I went to a special place in the spirit world to meet with him. So he tells me that he was there in my home all along, and that when I was 5 years old, I went to a place called the Green because it was very green, really sort of reflecting the frequency of the heart chakra, that beautiful green. And from then he began to teach me many things about his great vision, who we are, what we would do, what was going on in my life and why, and really teaching me how to navigate difficulties in my life and how to navigate my spiritual path as well. So he told me a great deal that even now I don't remember all of it, but I remember a lot of it now. In 2002, I remembered him, but I didn't remember what he had taught me, because I had spent 13 years what he called 13 years in the wilderness. And that was a very dark place where I was very much in my shadow self and in my ego, traumatic self, the victim. And I had a near-death experience in 2002. And after that, I began to connect and speak with Black Elk again. So I had 13 years without him. That was in 2002. And since then, we've done an amazing amount of work, an incredible amount of work. I mean, we've written 4 novels, a children's book, and 2 PDF books, 2 ebooks as well for free. And we're now writing another one called Navigating the Spiritual Path. And the reason we're writing this book, Navigating the Spiritual Path, is because we have channeled over 20 years an incredible amount of healing modalities, activations, recalibrations, tools that people can use on their spiritual journey to help them to heal, clear their chakras, activate their DNA, different things, initiate themselves into mastery consciousness. And we've only just finished that course of mastery consciousness, and now we're working on navigating the spiritual path, which will help all those people to be able to navigate my website, basically, to be able to navigate all of these tools. And I mean, which one do I do first, Eliza? Which one do I do next? What's up for me on the path now? I get that message every day, guys. Every day I'm getting, well, what's next for me, Eliza? What should I be doing next? Where am I going? I'm kind of lost. I'm at a crossroads. I don't know where to go. And very often then Black Elk will talk a little bit to them and say to them, listen, look, here's where you are. And, sometimes it's very difficult to see what's up ahead and so on and so forth. It's different for everyone. So we've written 5 books in total, 6 physical books and 2 PDF ebooks, yeah. And they all spring from Black Elk's vision, that vision that he had of these prophesized times. They all spring from it, and each book kind of delves into the vision in a little bit more depth as the books go on, if you know what I mean. So with book 1, it's a very basic understanding of it, but book 2 delves deeper. By the time you get to book 4, you're getting a very, very intricate understanding of the vision. And that's because
did he tell you?
Sorry.
No, has he told you how many more books there are in the making?
No, he hasn't. What he did tell me was what do we see what year it was? It might have been maybe 2005, 2004. No, it wasn't. It was 2008. Sorry, definitely 2008. I was on an airplane going to Dorset and in England, where you're from, and to see a very good friend of ours. And he asked me to pick up the In-Flight magazine. And I picked it up and opened it at an article about J.K. Rowling. And he said to me, that's what we're going to do, 1 book after another. And I thought, what, 7 books? With the prospect of many more. But no, it's been 6 books and ebooks. Now we're writing this other one. And honestly, I don't know how many more is coming. I do have a very vague idea in my mind of a book about shamanism, to teach shamanism. we taught shamanism for many, many years. And we called our shamanism course Revealing the Shaman Within. And we had a beautiful teepee in the garden, and people came and they sat in the teepee, and there was a fire, and it was beautiful. And they started their shamanism course. They started to reveal their shaman within, because we believe that everyone has a shaman within them, and everyone is shamanistic in their nature. Not everyone has had lifetimes and lifetimes of shamanism, but many people today that are living today in these times do have lifetimes of shamanism under their belt. So we began to teach shamanism, and we taught it around the world as well, going to different countries. But eventually we stopped traveling and we stopped teaching it, and we just opened a group on Facebook and began to teach it for free, basically, because there was other things to do. And we don't have, he's got all the time in the world. He's got all the time in the spiritual world. It's infinity. I've got maybe 30 more years. Please God. So, oh dear. So we did that so that we could teach the shamanism for free. Quite simply, we created 3 manuals to really condense everything that we would teach in the course, and we give that first manual out for free. So very often we'll give the 3 manuals out for free. If we come across a shaman that has got great energy and lots of potential, then Black Elk will say, give them the manuals, give them the manuals. So, and sometimes he says that about the books, give them this book, give them that book, give, which is the Native American way, especially when Black Elk was living. That was his way, they called it a giveaway. If someone needed and didn't have, then you give. And, I'm kind of like that too.
Yeah.
I've kind of always been like that. Yeah. We did run a charity for many years, and creating a huge fund for it. And we helped many people that really needed some help with their spiritual path, or with their mental health, with their emotional health, and we helped those that couldn't afford it. So with lots of therapists that came on board with us and gave of their time as well. So that was wonderful, but so much work to do, and we've moved on. I'm kind of semi-retired now. I'm kind of getting to that age, and I'm semi-retired because my mind is tired, my mind is tired, and I'll tell you why my mind is tired. It's all the interdimensional travel.
I bet. Tell us more.
Oh my goodness. Since I was a child, well, when I was a child, I'd say I spent 50-50 of my time in the physical world and in the spirit world. And for the last 20 years, I've spent a good 30% of my time in the spirit world. And I've been interdimensionally traveling to bring information to people, to help them in various ways. And, from when I was very small, I was very much aware of other lives, not just past lives, but other lives. That's why I talk about past lives, future lives, other lives. And I navigate them as I astrally project. And I go through vortices and wormholes and into different galaxies and universes. My goodness, it's incredible. There's so many places to go, there's as many places to go as there is breaths that you've taken. Black Elk always says that to me, Eliza. There are as many realities as breaths you have taken.
Wow.
That's actually easy for me to understand now, but I guess for a lot of people that's not easy to understand. Basically, he means I am the universe, and the center of the universe, and everything in it is an aspect of me, and every reality that ever was, now, or ever shall be, is an aspect of my consciousness. So
totally.
A lot of people, yeah, you get it.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of tired. I still do that work. I still journey for people. I journey at least 4 or 5 times a week, whereas I used to journey maybe a few times every day. And yeah, I'm still doing that. But if people wanted to avail of that, they just might have to wait a little bit longer. So maybe a month at the most, 5 weeks at the most. And I enjoy doing that. It's taught me a lot. Guys, what this gift has been for me, really, and Black Elk did tell me that when I was small. He told me that the reason I was able to see these other lifetimes and other realities and people that I was and people that he was, and even my family, people that they were, and I'd meet people and I'd know who they were. And I'd say, well, your name's not Andrena, your name's such and such, I used to do that when I was very small. And then, of course, I learned to not do that. But if you ask me now, if someone asks me now who they were, I'll know straight off. I'll just go there. So, and Black Elk said the reason why I was able to do that was because he wanted me to gather all the pieces of myself together. So, I went through quite a bit of trauma as a child, and my consciousness was shattered into a million little pieces. And all those pieces were out there, and I was very disconnected and with the physical reality. So very much disconnected with my thoughts and my body and the earth. And I needed this sustenance as well, not just the spiritual sustenance that Black Elk was giving me. I needed this physical sustenance. And so the way that I got it was to travel out there or in here and bring all those pieces back again, pieces of consciousness back. So it took me a while to learn how to do that simply. I remember because I did have 13 or 14 years of therapy. As I got older, I started age 22, and I had 13 or 14 years of therapy, and I remember telling the counselor, my brain is not the same as everyone else's. My brain is so intricate and so all over the place that you wouldn't even begin to understand. But now I realize my brain is the same as everyone else's. I just had an inkling into it. I just had that insight into what was actually going on. So quite a very, very different intelligence.
I just wonder, were your parents into anything spiritual or seeing or hearing or anything?
No.
So how was it? How is it?
They are very, very Catholic.
All right, God, yeah, yeah, I know what you mean.
Good Christians, just and living their lives. I mean, they're very old now, but just living their lives in as Christian a way as they can, and And I think for them, that's perfect. That's absolutely perfect.
That's
For
good.
many people, yeah, I don't think it matters really what face your spirituality has or what voice it has. I think as long as you have faith in a higher power. Although I do know now that once you recognize that that higher power is part of you and part of your own consciousness within, then that's extremely self-empowering. We become very empowered to navigate our lives and our health and our experiences in an autonomous way, rather than feeling the victim as I did for so many years. So yeah, that has been great. That whole past lives, future lives, other lives journey of mine. But I love doing that work because it's what I do best. It's what I do best. I mean, I just have to close my eyes or not even close my eyes. I could do it now with my eyes open talking to you. I can do it so well.
Yeah, I can see your aura. I don't know if Jeff can see it, but I can see all the turquoise all around you. It's beautiful.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, no,
Funny, that's one of my most favorite colors. I mean, I love pink, but I love turquoise.
Yeah, I love turquoise too.
A bit of turquoise
with the
behind
voice
you there too. Yeah.
Oh, but turquoise is the color of Scorpio.
All right.
So, and I'm a Scorpio, so that's my favorite color.
Yeah, and it's also the color of the throat chakra.
Yeah,
of the three-dimensional throat chakra. Boy, is my throat chakra open now. it was closed for a long time. Everybody has trouble with their throat chakra.
Yeah. Does your husband get a word in or what?
Now, yeah, sorry, shush.
When you look, does her husband get a word in?
Oh, he does. Actually, he's more of a talker than me, Jeff.
Oh my God!
Oh, motorbikes. Oh, motorbikes, mountain bikes, motorbikes, trail bikes, motorbikes, enduro bikes, motorbikes, anything with two wheels underneath it. Black Elk calls him white horse running. He was in a past lifetime in Lakota with me and Black Elk. His name was White Horse Running, and he loved horses, So I guess the motorbikes are his horses now.
Yeah. Actually, my brother's into
so
exactly what your husband.
You're making my eyes stream.
I know. My brother, he's into motorbikes. He's into bloody e-bikes, and he's got a YouTube channel called NZ on 2 Wheels. It's really brilliant. He's got 4 GoPro cameras. He's got the drone, and he puts up some really excellent 20-minute videos.
Yeah, actually, my husband watches YouTube a lot. And NZ with 2 wheels sounds familiar. I must just check him out.
Yeah.
What's your brother's first name?
Graham.
I must just check him out and see if that's one of the channels that he subscribes to. But it's motorbikes all day, every day. And I actually talk to my husband very little about this, about my spirituality, particularly about shamanism. I never talk to him about shamanism because he just, he doesn't want to work like that. He's not completely unconscious by any means. In more ways than one. He's actually a very, very spiritual person, and he finds most of his spiritual connection using motorbikes and fishing as well. So when he's by the lake or by the river, or he's on the bike, he goes into a zone where everything slows down for him. I suppose it's a spiritual world, yes, and everything slows down for him, and he's very capable. I mean, he had a motorbike accident. He's had many motorbike accidents when he was young. But he had a motorbike accident when he was young because he was a speed freak. Thank goodness he's just got out of that this last 5 years or so. But I know when he's 60, he had a motorbike accident and everything slowed down. It was on the track he was racing. He used to race, and everything slowed down to an extent where he could see everything that was coming, and he knew what to do. He knew how to save himself, and bikes were flying past him, and he could see them coming slowly, so he knew to move out of the way. It was a wee bit like, what do you call that?
Matrix.
The Matrix. like your guy out of the Matrix, you know, dodging the bullets.
Yeah.
Well, when you're
So do you go on the back?
You're open, you don't have to dodge bullets.
So he's White Horse running, and then you became
White Horse
Buffalo.
running, and I'm White Buffalo, and Eliza because that's what the Master Hilarion and Pallas Athena called me. They called me Eliza, so that was the name, and so I put it together with White Buffalo when I wrote my first book, and wanted a pen name rather than my everyday name. So, and I just thought, well, I'm Eliza and I'm White Buffalo, so it's Eliza White Buffalo. And now it's like, I mean, if someone shouted Eliza in a crowd, you know, I would turn out answer. You know, if they whispered even in a room, you know, White Buffalo, I would hear that because it's my name. You know, I'm so
in Australia,
you
yell out and say, "Oi!"
Oi! Oh, here they say, "Hey, there, hey."
I think Andrena knows that one.
What about you? What about you? So yeah.
Anyway, do you go back on? Do you go back on his bike? On the back of his bike?
Not now. No, I did for what, we're together 30 years, so I guess for about 25 years I did, but not this last 5 years because just it's sore in the hips getting off and on.
Tell me about it. WD-40.
You have to step up on the wee side step or whatever you call that thing, side peg, and you have to swing your leg. I'm too old for that. I'll stick to the easy stuff. So yeah, so these are the books. So there's the first book. Beautiful cover of,
nice.
of the woman watching the vision over here, you know, and then the four ascents is more about his vision, and it's about the four ascents is basically the hill of Calvary that everyone has to climb, the four hills that everyone climbs of mind, body, spirit, and emotion in order to make their ascension into a new life or whatever. And the third one is so special, the Childhood Diaries. Michelle Roth from America painted this for me. Beautiful picture of the child Eliza lying on the White Buffalo, and Black Elk here, in a part of his vision. And there's, you know, the Black Elk, and then we have the two roads symbol here. This is the two roads symbol. If you can see it around my neck, it's basically a medicine wheel with the red stone of power in the center of it. Yeah, that's a picture of a big 1 meter wide two road symbol that I have, and I use that for a prayer ceremony that I do every Sunday night. And the symbol basically is a symbol of the the balanced soul, the balance of, twin flames, feminine and masculine together. So, and with the red stone of power in the center of it, which is the crystal heart, the crystalline heart, crystalline frequency heart, with the threefold flame in it. That flame, the threefold flame of the crystalline heart, is the divine service or passion that as a mastery soul that you have for this world, that was your intention for this lifetime, to project and emanate frequencies of mastery. So I guess that lovely turquoise blue, which is very close to God frequency, is more of a royal blue, is coming from that flame of service that I have in my heart, which is the flame of faith, mercy, and forgiveness. And of course, Black Elk is the same, because we're the one soul. So we are initiates of that flame of faith, mercy, and forgiveness. And it's much easier for him in the spirit world than it is for me in this world. And I don't think there's anyone that would argue with you that forgiveness sometimes can be difficult and having mercy can be difficult. But I've spent my life with that focus in mind, and I can navigate forgiveness very well now. Yeah, but I think everybody has to go through that path, don't they? I mean, even forgiving other people, yes, forgiving this, that, and the other, small things, sometimes huge things, sometimes seemingly unforgivable things, but I think the biggest one is
ourselves.
Absolutely, that's what I was just saying, Andrena. I agree with you. I think the biggest one is forgiving ourselves in every moment. When we're not perfect,
God.
which is almost every day, which is every day. We're not perfect. We are human, and we make mistakes, and we stray from the spiritual path, and we separate ourselves from God or source or whatever you might want to call that, and we just forgive ourselves and come back into the moment and filled with grace in the moment. And that's actually part of book 4, which I didn't show you, Letters from Rose, where Rose is the character in the book who's based on me. And in Letters from Rose, it's set in the future, and she's passed on, and it's her granddaughter, Christine, who is living in Rose's grandmother's little cottage, and is receiving letters from Rose via clairaudience and automatic writing. So, and Letters from Rose is all about the spirit world and about the vision again in more depth. It's about what happens after you die, and it's about soul groups and twin flames and shamanism and the two roads symbol and what that is. And there's so much information there that are really questions that people ask. What is this all about? Who am I? All of these things. So this is my spirituality in a very, very high level of understanding. And as I said before, the books go from 1 to 4, get deeper and deeper each time. So yeah,
I'll have to look out for those, because I confess I haven't seen any of your books. I know I had a ebook on shamanism, but I have to confess, I think, I'll get the ebook, and I download it, and I never ever, for me, I like a book in my hand and to sit and read.
Me too.
So,
and I will tell you, probably the reason why you haven't seen it, Andrena, is because I am the worst in the world for advertising and promoting promoting my books. I pretty much don't do it, once a week or once a month, maybe, if you're lucky. And they only reach a few people, but whatever I'm doing right, because the publishing company actually rang me to ask me how I was advertising, and I said I'm not. and they said, well, for your first book, The Two Roads in particular, whatever you're doing right. And this book is selling itself because it's already showing us the makings of a bestseller. And I know because of the royalties coming in every 3 months that the books are selling, and they're selling well, and I'm not promoting them, so I kind of just let them do their thing.
Yeah.
The way that I feel is, look, I'm here. Used to say I'm here for Black Elk. Well, I'm here for both of us now. I'm here in this lifetime. This is what we're doing. I'm just getting through the work. And, what's next, as well as, looking to my own happiness and my own family and those sort of basic contentment and fulfillment and which I have. And I just do the work and then let it find its way and leave it up to the universe. The spirit has it.
I think that's a good plan.
Yeah, it's been the plan, and it seems to be working, and it's always worked. So.
That's the sort of plan I like. You just let it take its own momentum. You just do your bit and off it goes.
Yeah. I think maybe because I haven't done many interviews either, and I think maybe I could do more now that I'm kind of semi-retired. I can talk more, so that's good too.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to take you back to Eliza White Buffalo. Hang on.
No, excuse me.
I can turn you off. Hey, you mentioned Hilarion, and you mentioned another lady, and mentioned another name.
Pallas Athena.
Oh, Pallas Athena. Okay, gotcha. Okay, so for those people who are listening, that would be Hilarion as the master for the library.
Yes, and as well as Metatron. But Hilarion and Pallas Athena also reside over the Temple of Truth in the etheric realms over not Corfu, Crete, right. the Greek island Crete. And the Temple of Truth houses. Remember, I talked about the flames of the threefold flames in the hearts. So there is a universal flame of service that is sort of the 12 flames of God, or whatever you might like to call that. And one of them, the fifth one, is the ray or the flame of truth, and it's an emerald flame, and that's housed in that etheric temple that Hilarion and Pallas Athena reside over. So in order to open the throat chakra, which is the fifth ray, or the fifth energy center in the body, one has to discover the truth, or the law of divine source, and this is the place where most people go in their sleep to learn about divine truth, or the law of divinity. So for me, I went obviously astrally, as I do, and that began in, I think, 2003, something like that, 2003, and I met with Hilarion and Pallas Athena, and he told me he is the reincarnation of Saint Paul the Apostle, who's that guy in the Bible that doesn't like women and writes all these nasty letters about them. And all these thou shalt not, and they shall, and all the rest, So, when people pass over into the spirit, they grow, they do their spiritual journey. they transform their souls, and their spirits, become aligned with the law, with truth. And that's what happened with Paul. He was Saul on the road to Damascus. He was blinded by the light. I remember talking to you about this before, Jeff. He was blinded by the light. And up until then, he was killing Christians, no good Christians. And then after then, he was loving them to bits and telling them about Christianity. So, and then after he passed away, he obviously transcended and made his ascension into mastery. And then because he had committed murder, which is a cardinal sin, he had to have another lifetime. So he had to balance that. The law of karma expected him to balance that with another lifetime in which he was a mastery healer and performed miracles of healing and so on and so forth. And his name was Hilarion. And so it was being the epistle, being the letter writer or the communicator, or the you could say the Archangel Gabriel energy of message bringing, communication, the throat chakra. He became the residence in the Temple of Truth.
And that's and what realm is that on?
Pardon?
What realm would that be in? Is that a different dimension, or?
Yes, that's in the astral realms. So it's you see these chakras that you have in your body, along the spine. They're spiritual realms, and the fifth one is the realm of truth. That's the Temple of Truth. But when you look into the world, if you look at the world itself, the etheric realms around the earth, then you'll find this here just above Crete. And, you don't, excuse me, I said that most people in their sleep go to this place. What actually happens is it's within you, of course. As well as it's part of Earth, it's also part of you. Earth's part of the universe, of course. You are the universe. So really in your sleep, what you're truly doing is you're not really coming out of your body and flying to Crete. Although people can do that and travel, in the astral realms outside of their body. And I've done that many, many times. But what you're doing in your sleep is your consciousness is coming here. It's coming into here, and you're working with the throat chakra. So if you've got a blocked throat chakra, if you're having difficulties with your truth or with the throat chakra in any way at all, before you go to sleep at night, just ask Master Hilarion to take you to the Temple of Truth in your sleep, and he and Pallas Athena will help you to heal and heal your throat chakra and acknowledge your truth, because so many people's throat chakras have been damaged by the human existence and
more so recently as well.
World. Yeah, and very much so recently, we're being told what to do, and our authority has been taken away from us, and so on and so forth. Although, to be honest, I didn't, I remained empowered throughout all of that. I don't give my power to anyone other than that which is a higher frequency.
We're with you on that one, eh? So I was going to ask you about, because I've heard people say about cosmic flames and twin flames and all sorts of different aspects. Are they all just, for people that don't really understand, are they different aspects of yourself and your your divine, there's so many different takes on it.
I mean, I guess if you're not spiritually minded, you've heard of a soulmate, you've heard of twin flame, and you believe maybe you believe they're one and the same thing, which they're kind of not, but you might believe that that's the one person in the world that's for you, and whenever you meet, you'll fall in love and everything will be hunky-dory. And that is true. It's like all aspects of spirituality and all aspects of life, really. There is no one truth. No, there is no. As Black Elk said, there's as many realities as there are breaths you've taken. And in that same respect, there's as many truths as there are breaths you've taken. So what's true for one person on a non-spiritual level of soulmate twin flame is absolutely, yes, that's true. That's absolutely true. There's nothing to say that's not true. But then when you open your heart and you have some kind of a spiritual awakening and you open your heart, and then the fourth dimension opens and you begin to feel that beautiful, blissful spiritual energy and see things differently, the soulmate becomes something very different. It becomes part of a soul group. And most people would say part of 7 souls that have been incarnating together again and again throughout their lifetimes. And this is stuff that I've learned throughout all of my travels. This was, and finding all the pieces of myself. This is what I was doing. And I found the soul group of 7. It's one of the first things people will do on a spiritual journey, is discover soul brothers and sisters, makes them happy. It reflects their light. They feel part of a spiritual family. And what they're really doing, and maybe don't know at that stage, is they're bringing themselves together in unity. The different aspects of themselves. Well, think about it. 7 people, or 7 souls in a soul group, and basically 7 chakras in your body along your spine. So you're bringing, I used to, and I think in my second book, in the beginning of my second book, I talk about a lifetime in Atlantis, where the soul Eliza is creating a soul group, and I talk about it like a shopping list. You're the crown, you're the throat, you're the third eye, whatever. And so if I forget myself, if I forget who I am, on my journeys, as I meet you again, I'll remember, oh, you're the throat, because you remember you're the throat. Then I'll remember that you're part of me, and I'm also throat as well as third eye, as well as this. So if you remember the eggs, I'll remember the bread. And when we go to the store, you've got one thing to remember, I've got another. Together, we'll all remember the whole thing. And we'll come together in unity consciousness. So it's quite easy. So, and then people begin to move from the 4th dimension into the 5th dimension. And you have to then, soulmates and twin flames become something even deeper, something much more simple than there's one person in the whole world that's for you, and there's 7 soulmates or 12 soulmates, or how many soulmates you might have. That's all parts of you. When you move into the 5th dimension then, which is the center of truth, you start to talk about body and spirit, body and soul. You start to talk about body and soul. And it's a matter of merging your soul with your body, bringing your soul so much grounded into your body, right down through your root chakra, right into the center of the earth, that all the chakras are wide open, and you are resonating, you're vibrating as a master soul with your twin flames balanced. And here's the symbol of it. which is why I wear it around my neck every day. And many people around the world now are wearing these. You get them from me. You'll see them on my website. You can send me a message or an email, and it basically helps you to have faith in who you are, but it also energetically pulls the body and soul together. So it's like a soul body merging. And that's the twin flames. That's the true twin flame, not some one person that's out there in the world that's for you. That's true on maybe a fourth dimensional and third dimensional level, but on the fifth dimensional level, where we have unity consciousness and basically coming together maybe as one truth, then we have the twin flame, which is the body and the soul, and everything in the world reflects the spirit, reflects your spirit within, reflects the way you're thinking, reflects your passion. So if you get a lovely person comes along and you look at this person and you feel, oh my gosh, that's my twin flame for sure, and you're falling in love with this person, you can bet their frequencies are matching yours, and they're simply mirroring you. And nature does the same. Nature does it all the time. Nature's your twin flame 24/7 since the day you were born. Nature's your twin flame. So when people say to me now, well, I thought this person was my twin flame, and then it all went wrong, and now I think they're not my twin flame. And I say, well, if you thought they were your twin flame, then they were mirroring that half of you that you were seeking. And because they were capable of doing that, and you were capable of bringing that into your life, you'll bring it again with another person, or with nature, or whatever, or with a group of people if you want. So that's the twin flame, divine masculine.
Right. So also, because you talked about past lives, obviously this life and future life. So obviously past lives have brought us to where we are now, but future lives are a lot of what we're doing now, working into our future.
I'll go back again to what Black Elk said about there's as many realities and lifetimes as there are breaths you've taken. If that's the case, then, and everything is off my consciousness, the universal consciousness, then past lives are your past thoughts, your past experiences, and the projections that you've put out into the universe. Then future lives are obviously what's coming, what your spiritual body is like now, and what you will project in the future. So what will actually manifest in the future. So you need to be very, very careful what you're projecting out there. Yeah.
God, I'll say.
Yeah.
And I think,
absolutely.
You think about it, just say I've come awake now and I've got a sense of, you could think, well, oh my God, all my thoughts and the way I anger or whatever I've had around people or whatever, all of that, and now I'm suddenly aware, then how would that person sort of change? Could they address the balance so that they could stop carrying that into the next life, if you know what I mean?
create the experience that they do want, create the world that they do want,
instead of what they may have created. Because you hear like some people, I won't mention any names on the news, and they've done this and this. So obviously there's karma involved as well. But if you've suddenly woken up and you're thinking, oh my God, I've done terrible things, how would somebody suddenly change that?
If you've done terrible things,
a little,
I mean, if you've done terrible things, okay, so that's big.
You know what I mean?
And if you've done small things and made small mistakes, for example, that you reacted to a comment this morning from your husband or from your wife or whatever, and you feel sorry now that you've projected that energy out into the universe. I think number one, the first thing you've got to do is don't be sorry. Apologize if an apology is warranted, but don't be sorry yourself. You've got to forgive yourself, and you've got to forgive yourself in every single moment. So you've got to, you see, I think, as well as if you've got to that stage of awareness, then you're also very much aware that the now moment is all there is. If you're aware that the now moment is all there is, then, as I say in this book 4, the moment to return to a state of grace is now. So right now, you forgive yourself. It's a new moment. You move on. You don't waste time running to the confessional box, or getting down on your knees and saying, "Please forgive me," or you can do that. Oh no, no,
oh no.
Oh no!
Yeah,
Oh,
that's the one.
I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. And I just, what I do is I just go, oh, and I laugh at myself, and I go, okay, that's all right, and just start again. And how I do it, a little trick I find is to, because when you make a mistake or you react to something, you kind of spin out of your body. You kind of spin out of your center, if you know what I mean. So you're not centered in your heart and in your solar plexus. You're not here in the center, but you kind of go up here into your subconscious and you react. So you've got to come back down again. So I think centering is one of the best things to do. So I'll just laugh at myself. I'll go, oh, what did you do? And I'll close my eyes and I'll just breathe deep and I'll lower my voice like this. So, I'll really, I'll go, so, and just lower my voice. And that just brings me right back down into my body again. I feel really centered right here in this moment, here and now. I am a child of beloved source, and grace is flowing through me, through my energy field. Now is the moment to return to grace. God is ever forgiving, ever merciful. That's the flame of service that I'm on. So if I couldn't figure that out, then I wouldn't have been much good to Black Elk. So I figured that out, that coming back into this moment, which is given to us by beloved source, and just being empty, forgiving the self. Forgiveness doesn't mean you did that wrong, but it's okay, I'll forgive you. Forgiveness means bringing it back to beloved source. In the Bible, it says giving it over to the Father, and I would say bringing it back to beloved source, bringing it back to this moment where you find beloved source. And so if you just center yourself again, you just come right down into the moment, into your body, and all is forgiven. It's all mercy, all forgiveness. It's completely wiped clean. This is a new moment flowing with grace. And to me, that's the eternal spring of hope. Because it doesn't matter if we murder someone, we're forgiven. We might have to atone for it with another lifetime, but our soul will benefit from that. And our person will benefit from that if we have the mind to let things go and let beloved source take over, basically. That's quite beautiful. It's quite beautiful. The way that Padre Pio talks about it in this book, Padre Pio was a monk from Italy, a priest and monk from Italy who bore wounds of Jesus on his hands and feet and that, and he performed miracles, and he bilocated, and he did some wonderful miraculous things, and he's one of the co-writers of this book. So this book was written in 6 days. I hired a little cottage in Donegal, as I was told to do from Spirit, and I sat down on the first day and I began to write, and it streamed channeling for 6 days, for many hours a day. And I would write whole chapters before I'd maybe read back and think, oh my goodness, I don't really understand. And Spirit would say, leave it alone, leave it as it is. So I did. And there was Black Elk, his son Ben Black Elk. There was White Eagle, Grace Cook, Arthur Conan Doyle, Padre Pio, Sitting Bull. So many has authored this book. I couldn't put their names on it. I just put Eliza White Buffalo. And even when you're reading the book, you see the different ways of speaking and that. Padre Pio talks about this moment of reconciliation with Source, where the grace is flowing, and he calls that the moment to return to graces now. And he talks about it in such a way that if you were to see a fish out of water, lying on the banks out of water, you don't spend time saying, oh, little fish, what are you doing there? And you shouldn't be there, and you shouldn't have flap it out of there. And what happened to get you there? And come on, I'll take you to this healer, and we'll check your chakras, and we'll do this and we'll do that. No, you just pick the fish up and you put it back in the water. Because your compassionate heart allows you to do that. You're all merciful. So, and the beloved Source does the same thing. It just picks you up and puts you back in the water. So just come back into the moment, and that's it. You're in the water again.
Right, I missed a bit because my signal dropped out. So yeah. I did see that Andrew asked about the violet flame. So were you answering that, or were you?
Oh, that's no problem. Oh, hello, Andrew. Andrew and I have connected recently.
Really?
Very, very pleasant person. And I look forward to getting to know you better, Andrew. The violet flame, yes, is we could call it the flame of Archangel Zadkiel. We could also we could also see it as the Master Rakosi or whatever, or Saint Germain.
Yeah.
It's one of those 7 rays. Remember, we were talking about the 7 flames of beloved Source. It's one of those, and it's basic. And I'm glad that Andrew has asked now, just after we've talked about bringing the soul into the body and into the moment and right down into the earth again, because the violet ray appears naturally when one takes the energy from the crown chakra and the energy from the root chakra and merges them here in the heart, where everything is a flame, and the solar plexus as well, where everything is a flame. And when you merge this with the root chakra, of course you get the violet flame, because we've got violet here, and we've got the deep red down here. So we've got that deep red violet flame, but also the blue of the Father, the red of the Mother. So we've got the blue of the divine masculine or God frequency. Remember, I said this is blue, and then we've got the red of the earth frequency, and when you put them together, obviously you get violet. But also there's this vibration from here. I'm wearing pink today. This vibration from here, the crystalline heart, or the red stone of power, as Black Elk calls it, is a rose frequency, where the red of the Mother, the red of the earth, connects with the 5th dimensional chakras, the crystal, which is like a diamond white, like a clear diamond white. And when you bring them together, you get this most beautiful sparkling pink. So you've got ruby, you've got garnet, you've got all these crystals that really resonate or emanate, the frequencies of the crystalline heart, which is why we use these stones in the actual symbol itself, and the physical symbol itself. So that's the twin flame. That's the violet flame, and the violet flame. I mean, it's like coming into the center, as I said, where everything's wiped clean. When you use the violet flame, and lots of quantum healers use the violet flame. If someone asks you for healing, whatever, people might just surround them with a violet flame, project that. But you got to be sure that your soul body merged, and then you're really projecting it. So get right into your body. Don't worry about the state of your chakras. Just get right into your body, because everything's wiped clean when you do that. And project the violet flame, and that person's will be helped in whatever way is best for them.
What about grounding as well? Really grounding, into the earth. I know you say, like, bring the soul body in, but a lot of people don't ground.
So I'm going to talk about the root chakra again. Do you remember I said about me dropping my voice, or not the throat chakra, to bring me into my body? And the reason why I do this is because this chakra here is it's like a doorway. It's a watery world, and the same as the sacral, it's like a doorway as well. So there's kind of 5 main chakras, and 2 of them are, and the other 2 of the 7 are doorways. So this is your head energy then slips through the doorway into the center, and your root energy slips through the doorway into your center, or the center energy slips through the doorway into the earth, right into the body. So what are we talking about?
Grounding.
Grounding. So whenever you can't ground if this isn't opened. You just can't ground. And the best way to open it is to focus on your body, and do that practice every day of just trying to feel into your body. I mean, if you're not aligned to the 5th dimension, which opens the 5th dimension here, then it's going to be very difficult for you to relax your body 100%. And I mean, I remember whenever I was younger, my goodness, my legs held so much tension because I was so absent from them that they would literally shake, and they were tight and shaking all the time. And I hurt my legs severely in that accident in 2002 when I had the near-death experience. So, it's very difficult for someone who hasn't healed to ground completely. Now, you can do things like walking on grass and stuff like that. And those things are good because they get you into the sort of the way of thinking of connecting with the earth. And if you're thinking like that, then you're halfway there. So get yourself thinking, grounding, connecting with the earth, and then just let go of your thoughts altogether. And do your best to feel the body. And you'll come into center as best as you can. And as you do that, you're healing your chakras. Another thing you can do is, which also develops the psychic senses, is to ground your senses, because your psychic senses are closely linked with your physical senses. So the sensory nerves does both. You receive sensory information through the sensory nerves, both psychically and physically. And if you were to go for a walk and focus on your feet touching the ground, or focus on the breeze on your skin, and listen to as many sounds coming in one ear, the other ear, whatever, and just keep listening to the sounds as they come, and or smell as much as you can, or try and see as much as you can. You're doing your best to ground as well. You're doing your best to grind.
You're using all your senses, aren't you?
You're using all
You're not.
I've got Ben Black Elk's son talking to me at the moment. Now he used to go for a walk with me and do this as we walked up the hill, and I would basically see him walking beside me. I'd feel his hand in mine, and he would say, "We're walking with confidence now. We're walking with confidence now." And just because he's just reminding me of that, and that's what he used to do. He's such a funny person. But no, he says, like, laughter. I get now why you've said that, Ben. Laughter is also one of the best ways to grind. Because, and I think I mentioned that in book 2 as well, where the Atlanteans learn how to laugh for the first time, and they're amazed at how it helps them to grind into this solid body. Laughter brings you right into the solar plexus. You can't help but get right into the solar plexus. And I mean, if you take someone that's been laughing for quite some time, they usually, when they stop laughing, they usually feel, oh my gosh, their throat's sore, it's all tight, their jaw's tight. That's because they've been opening their throat chakra. You can't come into your body without opening the throat chakra. So I think the simple act of just come into the body. Don't worry about opening doors. Don't worry about, because that's all mind stuff. Just do it, Jeff.
Hello.
Jeff was talking about the Nike symbol earlier on. Just do it. Yeah. Don't think too much about it. Just do it.
Because there's so many different techniques, and and I listen to some people and they say, you've got to do this, and this, and I thought, you're missing the moment, sort of thing. What while you're trying to bring in different things, or it's all about being in your center. And I know about laughing. My son-in-law, God, he laughs all the time, and my grandson now, who's 6, he's a giggler. Oh my God, it's just lovely to hear. It's just he's so full of laughter. It's a real tonic around him, and I know when I've been out with my sister and we laugh, and sometimes like we're holding our stomachs crying with laughter. Of course we set everybody else off as well, because so yeah.
I think I don't laugh enough. I'm just acknowledging to myself, I really need to find more ways to have a really good belly laugh.
Yeah, definitely. More and more.
But I think you laugh more when you're with a pile of girlfriends, don't you?
Yeah. on the same page.
Yeah, and you certainly don't laugh when you're sitting watching the TV at night. So, I actually watch very little now. But, it coming into the body, it can be that simple. But there's an awful lot of people, even on the spiritual path, it's very difficult for them because they have so much going on in their monkey minds that they find it very, very difficult to switch it off. And that's why, I mean, I've got loads of healing modalities and activations and that people can avail of to help themselves. And you just go onto my website. I think you've got it there somewhere.
Yeah.
Just go onto the site and go to web shop, the hidden web shop, and you'll see all the different things that you can avail of. I keep prices as low as possible because I want people to be helped. I want to assist them in healing themselves, and there's so many things there for you that can assist you in calming the mind and coming into the body and grinding and using the violet flame and discovering the unique flame of your own, crystalline heart.
And did you know if you rearrange laughter, it's hug later?
Sorry?
If you rearrange the letters in laughter, it's hug later.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's nice. Oh, I didn't know that. Isn't that great? That's fantastic. I didn't know that. There you go.
Yeah.
I kept thinking of Dave Allen there for Well, we were talking about comedy and laughter and
Yeah, he was a funny guy. Isn't he the one that had like a wee half finger here, like or something?
Yeah.
Didn't he? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a funny guy. I like I liked what he called the Scottish one.
Connolly.
Billy Connolly. Billy
Billy.
Connolly. Yeah. I thought he is brilliant. He's still brilliant. But his old stuff that he used to do, oh my gosh, I used to laugh because the Scottish sense of humor is very similar to the Irish sense of humor, you know. And I think the English sense of humor is very different. So, you know, the English comics on the TV and that I don't find funny at all. But the English are rolling around laughing. I like all the sort of the Celtic ones, you know.
Although the guy from Bolton, Peter Case.
Peter Case, he's a hoot. He's English, isn't he? I think he is a hoot.
Lancashire,
garlic bread, yeah. He's a hoot. He definitely is funny. There's no doubt about it. Yeah.
Mind you, I like Lily Savage, or I can't think of his proper name. It just passed recently.
Oh yeah. Paul
O'Grady, that's it.
O'Grady.
I mean, sometimes he was
Wasn't
so
he
funny.
such a lovely person?
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah. And he was always very funny and very, you know, good to watch. Really, really, really lovely person. And I think since he started that program with the dogs, you know,
Battersea
the love of dogs.
Yeah.
I think his personality, his heart really came out.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, and I used to think he's a beautiful person, really, really beautiful person. So heaven's definitely gained an angel.
Oh gosh, I was saying, obviously his heart got so big down here, couldn't hold him down here anymore, eh?
Yeah.
There we go.
So yeah, laughter's very good medicine indeed.
A tonic.
Yeah.
And we all need a tonic, a laughter tonic.
I think so. Absolutely. But definitely one of the best tools that you can have in your spiritual box is just to say, feck it. You know.
Oh yeah, many a time.
It doesn't matter, and just come into the moment and let the moment sweep it all away.
Yeah. You've had a few of them moments lately.
You moment you. Yeah, past doesn't exist.
No, exactly. Oh dear.
Right. Okay, so if someone reached out to you and said, "Oh, could you set me aside for my past life, future lives, other lives, where you tap into the time and space and pull back their consciousness." How does that all work? How does that
work?
How does that set up? So if I was to reach out to you and then you say, "I'll be 5 weeks time, Jeff," and and then just live with me, and then I send you
that's right. Yeah.
I'll send you an email or I'll send you whatever. Is that how it works?
I mean, I can do it face to face with the person. I can talk about their past lives and that, but I won't get as much information. It'll kind of be a bit all over the place. We'll end up talking about other stuff. And it can be very expensive as well. And I just think that if you go onto the website, go into the web shop, go to the category readings, and you can see all the different kinds of journeys that I make: past lives in Lemuria, empowered lifetimes when you were empowered, like a past life readings to discover your love interest, twin flame energy, all of these things. So you can choose which one you want. Let me know that you've chosen it, and I will give you a date in which I will do it. And I'll sit down for an hour and a half, and do the journey, and write it all out for you, and send it to you.
Right. Okay.
You can also do, there's a beautiful booklet that I do as well, which is kind of like a 180-minute reading. So I do that in 2 parts. I'll do maybe a journey in the morning, a journey in the evening, and it's kind of to that you're getting maybe about 5 or 6, maybe even 7 lifetimes, and it shows the journey of the soul and how each lifetime the soul progressed and what it had to do the next lifetime. And I think, and even the 90-minute one does this, and I think what it gives the person is an inkling of what their own lifetime and why this happened in their lifetime, and where they might be going now. And it gives them a sort of an understanding of their own soul.
That's always good to know.
Yeah, it gives them an understanding of their soul's purpose, really, and their soul's journey. And they're always, and very often I would get names as well. I'll get the person from the past. I get their name. The name just pops into my mind, and yeah.
You get anyone who doesn't actually come from the planet Earth, but they've just come here for a little quick trip, but they actually come from a different
but so far I haven't had anybody that's just come for a quick trip. They've usually been here for quite a, maybe even since Atlantis or Lemuria, but that is a quick trip in the infinity of the universe. but yeah, star seeds. So star seeds, I mean, I do, we're all star seeds because we all come from the stars. But star seeds are people that are very much aware that they feel they don't come from Mars. They feel they come from a different planet, or maybe even a different galaxy. And that could be true. And I mean, it's mostly true for a lot of us. We've done it all, but the reason they feel that is because they're connecting with that right now. They're connecting with the frequencies from that galaxy, and that keeps them from grounding themselves on Earth, as a human being on Earth. So that can be an extra difficulty with grounding. I mean, I did work with a very prominent light worker recently, and she was finding it very difficult to ground into this lifetime because she was constantly being contacted by these beings from this other galaxy. So, and she had work to do for that galaxy to connect that galaxy to Earth. So it was very difficult for her to do that, but she's now in the realms of doing that. So she's done a lot of work. She's got here. She's now really sort of in her end game, so as Black Elk would call it, in her end game, where she's doing the business now. She's done all the preparation work. So yeah, and one of those readings that I do is called a star seed reading. So I journey into the Milky Way astrally, and usually I have a guide from a different planet or a different galaxy, if so be. And they'll bring me to the origins. They'll bring me to where I want to go to, to get information for these people. And usually what that entails, then the reading entails going there and finding the information and then finding the reason and how they came to Earth in the first place, and bringing them through their very first experiences of Earth and to where they are now, and how that all ties together for them. So it's great work. I love doing it. My intelligence is so that I can navigate all those quantum fields and bring them all right into the moment. But of course, it's taken me a lifetime to be able to do it like I do it now.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, well, that's been absolutely fabulous. I've really enjoyed listening to your sharings, really, and your wisdom.
Over already.
But no, we've sort of coming up to an hour and a half, Yeah, you've still got so much more to share, I know, but yeah, it's just been amazing. So keep up the good work. I mean, it's phenomenal work that you're doing, and I can't thank you enough for coming on today. It's been an absolute blessing. So thank you, and thank you for all the work that you do for humanity.
Thank you very much, and you too, and you, Jeff, and everyone. Because each one of us, just by being here at this time, is contributing a huge amount, and a very essential piece as well. So we're all doing our part, aren't we?
We are.
Thank you. And yeah, so our interview's over, is it? Our time is over.
Hang on.
Well, yeah, but you stay on.
We're going to run
there's no red chair here. We're not Graham Norton.
Oh, God.
Right, everybody. Thank you so